Today I want to share a very exciting story with you so that you can see that anything is possible. So no more excuses. Hey bro, so I'm with my client sitting down in a restaurant, and 3 tables in front of us, there's 2 attractive girls. And as we're having lunch, I'm thinking, how can we approach these girls? It was almost impossible because they were right in the corner and you couldn't really approach them to have a conversation. 2 seconds later, I see one of the craziest approaches I've seen in the last 7 years. And what it was is, the guy comes in right in front of the glass because they were facing the street. The guy comes in and starts waving. And after a second, he starts doing the call sign, right? And I was thinking to myself, genius, that's the way, you should have done the approach. So anyway, the girl gives a really good reaction. And then the guy comes in, there's 2 of them actually, they come in and they start to have conversation and it goes really well. One thing I wanted to mention is in the approach, the guy had a really good smile, right? And that was the key because there was 0 verbals in the open, right? So the only thing the girl could see was the non-verbals, right? Which is the smile, his vibe, his body language, and this was all 10 out of 10. So now that they're in the interaction, they're talking, and one thing I notice is they're joking a lot, right? They're laughing. It's a non-serious conversation. It's a non-logical conversation. You can tell because all of the people are laughing, right? The girls are laughing, the guys are laughing. And this is another thing I was going to mention. This is very key when it comes to interaction. You don't want to have a logical conversation because this is, the friend zone type of conversation, the conversation to nowhere. And after about 5 minutes or so of them speaking, they leave to go out of the restaurant because in that situation, they couldn't really do anything. Their table didn't have space to sit down. So there was no chairs nearby. So that was the only really good solution, was to take them to another venue, which that's what they did. So, I mean, they got an incredible result because when you looked at that situation, you thought, wow, how is anyone going to start a conversation with them? What I want you to take away from this story is how good is your smile, right? When you're approaching, do you have a good smile or not? Because that initial first 5 seconds is so key, right? It's make or break. Basically, that initial approach is either you get the good reaction and you make the approach, or she looks away and doesn't want to interact with you, right? It's not open to your approach. That's actually what I was going to explain as well. So when you do these type of approaches where you force an IOI, which means you're forcing a reaction from the girl non-verbally, so you do it with some kind of sign, like you wave, or if you're in a bar, you could do the drink sign, or like what this guy did, he did the call me sign. So when you do these, there's 3 different reactions that you get. So the first one is the very positive one, which this girl gave the guy. The second version is what we call a maybe. So it's not a very positive and it's not very negative. So it's somewhere in between. And then the third one is with obviously the girl is not interested. She just looks away or something, like she's weirded out, right? So in that situation, you obviously don't approach. In the maybe, you can still approach, but you're going to require some more effort, right? It's not going to be as easy as if she was very positive. This is a great way actually to open conversations with girls when you cannot open verbally. Right? And I do this sometimes when I'm inside, maybe in a coffee shop or in a restaurant, and I see a girl outside, I might just wave at her, right? And then if she waves back, then I can go and approach her, and I know, okay, well, this is going to be a very easy interaction because she's warm to my approach. So it's kind of like a rejection-proof approach. So in terms of an execution that you could do, right, I want to give you something that you can actually go and apply from this video. And what it is in order to see how good your smile is, do an approach in front of the mirror, right? So do an approach in front of the mirror like you're actually approaching the girl. And by the way, another way to find out how charismatic you are in an approach is by getting someone to look at you, right? I'm offering a free 1-hour coaching session, either on Zoom or in person. And if you want to book that, it's obviously not for everyone. You have to be very serious in improving your dating life if you want to do coaching session with me. So if you're serious about improving your dating life, send me an email. You can find it in the description below. Send me your name, your location, and your number one sticking point. All right, so what we're gonna take away from this video is even if the approach looks impossible, it's usually not. You gotta think outside the box, right? Like these guys did. They thought outside the box and they opened the conversation, and what happened is they went on an instant date, right? So if you wanna do that, then think outside the box.